What's up, everybody? Bo with the Blacktop Nomad here, doing another little repair to farm truck. So today we're tackling these door pinch hinges because it's been sagging, causing a little air leak. So what I've already done is I removed this trim piece, removed that trim piece, just had to pry up on it. And I only had one connector, which was up right here in the fuse box. So I had to take this panel off and just removed it. Then I had to take this grommet off. And now I've got these three 10mm bolts and down here that I've got to take, and then I can pop the door off, and then I'm going to have to grind the heads of the pins off, and I'll show you that once I get those off. Here are my replacement pins. Here's the Dorman part number. I needed 2 sets of these, and they're kind of pricey. I think it was like 35 bucks a piece to do 1 set of hinges, and you have to do 2. So we get those in. It should be a pretty simple process to put these back in, because these are bolt-in versus the others, which were kind of like pressed in. Let's go ahead and get the tins out, and we'll get the show on the road here. All right, so with all 3 bolts out, should just be able to lift this door up, and I've heard they're really heavy, so I'm going to put the phone down for this one and then just pry it up. Should be able to get access to the hinges. All right, Viola. Yes, heavy is the word for it. You've got your taller pin up here, and you can see the head we're going to have to grind off. The short pin right here, and the head we're going to have to grind off there. And same for down here. I'm going to break out the grinder, get the heads removed, then these pins should be able to pull right out, and we'll be able to put our new ones in. I almost kind of like the safari look we got going on here. Maybe we should just leave the doors off. Who needs them anyway, right? But you probably guessed this is not my shop. I'm at my buddy's place. He was gracious enough to be like, hey, why don't we do it at my place? Which, my place, his place, doesn't really matter, but we're doing it here anyway. An extra hand's never hurt. So you can see, obviously there's more space to work for me, but I gotta go look in this race trailer quick and see if I can find the angle grinder so we can get these things off. Well, if I was an angle grinder, where would I be? Polisher, what's that right here? Yeah, buddy, I think that's what we need. Wish it had the guard on it. Safety squints, maybe? I don't know. Let's try and find a shield now. This is definitely the part I'm not looking forward to, just because stuff can happen, you know, when you're using a grinder. But hopefully we'll just be really careful. Well, I couldn't find a shield, so dirt track helmet it is. Alright, out. Got into it a wee bit there. And there. It was really hard for me to film and do this all at the same time. Let me kind of just show you the bolts the best I can. The pins went in, the long pin goes up top, the short pin comes in here at the bottom. And then you can kind of see, let me zoom in on the bushing here. So the bushings go on top. And with the Dorman piece, you just slap them in there. The washer goes underneath, and then you just tie the nut into it. And basically, you tighten them both up, allow that bushing to kind of compress flat, and your hinge is going to be really hard to move. Like, you're not going to be able to move it, so you're going to have to back it off just a quarter of a turn. And if you've put enough grease and stuff in as you're doing it, so make sure you grease your pin, grease your bushing, and then grease your hinges as well. You can kind of see how everything's got a little bit of grease on it. Should move really good. And then you just have to lift your door back on top of the pins there, so they just sit there, and then you tie in your 3 10mm bolts again, that one up there, and that one, and then it's just putting in your wiring harness again. The wiring harness goes up through, plugs back into your fuse box, you put your panels back on. One other piece of advice I'll give anybody who's doing this is, when you try and grind these off, try and grind the tops off. So the tops of the hinge here, grind that part, and then grind the top of that part, and that makes it easier to pop this one. You pop this one up through, and you pop that one up through. It makes it a whole lot easier. Plus you can watch your grinder wheel as you're going, so you're not gouging, because I made the mistake, and it covers it up pretty good, but I was trying to go at the bottom of it, and I was getting into my hinge metal a little bit because it was hard to see my grinder wheel, my cutoff wheel. So that would be my advice if anybody's trying to attempt this, or if you have like a little bandsaw or something like that can do it, maybe a little bit cleaner, but it came out good and it functions. And then if you're lucky, you can close, nice and lined up, nice and quiet, seals up again, no more wind noise. One more time just for posterity, I just want to make sure. Woo! Closes nice and smooth now. Take it for a quick drive, make sure it no longer makes the whistling sound, make sure we got the air leak all squared away. It shuts so much smoother, so I'm fingers crossed, but I think we got it. All right, we're getting up to speed for the first time with the truck, with the new door pins in, and pretty quiet. I'm trying to be critical here, see if I hear any actual wind noise. I'm getting it up. Let's see here. 60. I say we got her licked. Because the wind's howling pretty good right now, and it's coming out with that direction that'd be hitting right into that door. So I think this is successful. I think we got it. Tell you what, this is going to be so much nicer to take camping now. Not having that wind whistling through the door makes the truck a whole lot quieter in here. Definitely worth the 70 bucks we spent. If you're falling for just the door pins, you can go ahead and tune out now. But if you want to see another ice cream adventure, Kate and I are taking the truck. So we're going over to Goldies in Prairie City, Iowa, and because they have Watermelon Dole Whip. It's a treat we fell in love with when we were in South Carolina. What was it, Isle of Palms? Yeah, Isle of Palms. So we're gonna head over there, grab that. And they also have the Neil Smith Wildlife Refuge. Kate wants to go view some buffalo. We're gonna head out there, testing the new door, enjoying the quiet. It's nice, right? It's yeah. All right. I didn't even notice we were on the road. Perfect, right? Farm truck's already being way better than it was. 100% improvement. So we'll catch up with you when we get to Prairie City. Okay, sweet, you're eating without me. All right, what did you get?
So they did not have the, what was it?
Watermelon Dole Whip was what you were after?
Yeah, they didn't have it, so I ended up with Scotcheroo ice cream. And it has like a whole Scotcheroo in there. Dang. It's very good already. This might be up there on my list here.
Okay, well, I was going to do the campfire, but I ended up getting Dole Whip anyway. It was mango today, and I requested whipped creams. All right, I'm going to give this a try because we came all the way here for Dole Whip. I mean, it is good. It is. I don't know what is in a Dole Whip exactly, but it's like a fruity sherbet, I would say. But it's different than a sherbet. I don't know, but it's really good, and it's kind of a really fresh, refreshing kind of dessert. So, always a good treat here at Goldies. All right, we decided to eat in the truck since we're losing daylight, and we want to get out to see the buffalo. So I might have Kate take the phone and maybe film some of the route out to Neil Smith so I can eat some ice cream and drive. Buffalo to me. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to make sure we got this outro shot in before we lose too much more daylight. So we'll see you guys out there on the road. Until the next video, take care everybody.